Welcome back to our math class, either Algebra 1, Geometry, or Algebra 2 on the Summit Learning platform. We are going to be talking about a little overview of how your grades are calculated and some information you need to know about Summit. So, first of all, I want you to pause the video right now and log into the Summit platform in a separate tab. If you're still having issues getting enrolled in our course on the Summit Learning platform, please let me know. So pause now and log in a separate tab. All right, great. So we're all logged in. I want to talk just a bit about the Summit Learning student outcomes. So this is kind of big picture, the program that we're using to give you your material this year really prioritizes outcomes that will benefit you not only in school, but long term. So the first outcome is cognitive skills or concepts. These are like transferable life skills and math concepts that are a deeper dive, right? And then content knowledge, that's like stuff you've just got to know. So in math, sometimes you just got to know how to solve an equation, or you've just got to know how to do a problem. And habits of success, these are mindsets and behaviors that support your well-being and develop purpose more broadly. So that being said, there are three components of what we will be doing this year that then support those outcomes as a result. These components are mentoring, projects and math units, and self-direction. So I'm going to talk about each of these a little bit more specifically in terms of what that will look like in Algebra 1, or in Geometry, or in Algebra 2. So mentoring, what I mean by that is your CAP advisor. Your CAP advisor, or at the middle school, your advisory teacher, is going to be checking in with you regularly. That will probably be via a video call, or they'll be checking in with you via email and just staying in touch about how you're doing in all your classes and the habits that you're developing in those classes. So those conversations are really important. You'll be doing that about once every 2 weeks. Then we have what are called projects or math units. So in our class, that's math units. These are lessons I will push out for us to explore and develop more deep conceptual understanding. So these are lessons that will be posted. I'll tell you later next week. I believe on Monday, Tuesday, we're going to start our first math unit in each course. And I will be explaining how to find the lessons for the math unit, especially the lessons sometimes will be a little bit more self-directed. We won't all necessarily be on our computers at the same time, but we will be having really good conceptual understanding conversations. And sometimes, when it's valuable, we'll get on our computers at the same time. Math units will be scored by an end of unit assessment, which is like a test at the end of the unit that is worth actually 70% of your overall grade prior to the final. Then we have what is called self-direction. Self-direction is the more independent part of the course, where you are working at your own pace to learn and pass quizzes over content. Those quizzes are what we call content assessments. So when we talk about focus areas, there's actually 3 different kinds. Power focus areas, worth 21% of your grade, they are required to pass the class. Got to do them. I will be here. I'll be supporting you. You will be able to do them. We're going to work really hard to master all of that content so that you can pass every single one of those power focus areas. The additional focus areas are 9% of your overall grade. So to get an A, or honestly to get a little bit higher grade, it's about a letter grade higher if you do the additional focus areas. It makes a big difference. You're sitting at a low C, all of a sudden you can have a B. So additional focus areas not absolutely required, but strongly encouraged. And then challenge focus areas don't actually count for a grade in your overall calculation. Okay, that was a lot of information. So I want us to pause right now and navigate over to the tab that you have Summit open in and see if you can find the year view on the platform. Pause for a second and do that for me. Okay, great. So come on back to the video here and we'll talk through what you're seeing when you look at the year view, how we see each of those components show up here on the platform. So first of all, in the very top row, you see the projects or the math units. These are worth 70% of your grade, and I will be specifically assigning out throughout the year what you're supposed to do inside the math unit. The focus areas I was talking about a bit ago are right here. There's 3 different rows of focus areas. This first one, the power focus areas, are worth 20% of your grade and they're required. You can, however, move on to the next focus area as soon as you show mastery with an 8 out of 10. So as you can see here, these have been passed, they're green, and the student is probably working on passing this one before the due date. Additional focus areas are in the third row. They're 9% of your grade. So they're not going to turn red if the date passes. However, they do count towards your grade. So if you don't do those additional focus areas, you don't have that grade factoring into your overall score. And finally, the bottom row here is challenge focus areas. Different courses handle this differently, but in our course, this will be part of the honors challenge or the pre-AP expectations for students that are striving to earn a pre-AP credit in the course. Okay, so that's a little bit about the year view. We're going to spend some time now exploring the first power focus area in our course. So I want you to click in underneath Algebra 1 Geometry or Algebra 2 into that very first power focus area that you see on the platform. Just spend a couple minutes exploring, and the next slide is going to prompt you about what did you notice and what questions do you have after just an initial glance over, just initial exploring of our first focus area.